Hi Flosstube friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris. Today is Thursday, February 29th. Happy Leap Day. And I am here with my month-end wrap-up to talk with you about my stitching that I've been doing this month. Don't mind Ollie, he's laying in the sun beside me. We haven't had sun for a few days, so he's enjoying that. And he's a bit of a moaner and groaner, so if you hear him making noises, that's just him being happy, enjoying laying in the sun. So let's get started talking about my stitching for the month of February. So let's start off with my focus project, which is my artisy piece based on the artwork of Leonid Afremov. I'll put a picture in here of what it will look like when it's done. The title of this piece of art is Walk with Dog. This is my oldest whip, so it is my focus project. I work on it every weekend. We'll put a picture in of where it was the last time that you saw it. And here is where it is now. Sorry, I'm trying to leave them, if I can, side by side so you can see. So I have come all the way across. So that is as wide as this piece is going to be on 25 count. And I'm just kind of working my way across. Lots of colors, lots of park threads. It's going along pretty good. The colors in here are just stunning. You really can't appreciate it looking at it through the lens of my iPad, but like this, look at this spot right here. Oops, sorry, right here. Like all those yellows and pinks, purples, so many different colors in there. But it just looks amazing once you stitch them all together. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep chipping away at it a little bit each weekend. Someday. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that's going. So that was my focus project. So then I had some weekly whips. So just a reminder, I have made a list of all of my whips chronologically, oldest to newest. And I've decided I'm going to work on one whip each week and work my way through the list so that everybody gets worked on this year. So I had just started working on my DMC color card chart. I'll put a picture in here of what it will look like when it's done. And I'll put a picture in here of where it was the last time that you saw it. So I was working on it currently when I filmed my last video, but I did work on it for I think a couple more days after that. So here is where it is now. So I think I put in some of those colors, maybe the next row of colors, and then I've got the numbers in there ready to go the next time. So I was thinking this might be some good retreat stitching, especially because the numbers are there already. So I just have to take the colors with me and I don't have to look at anything. I could just sit and stitch. So but that is the whole thing so far. And yeah, when I'm done, I'm gonna sort of sew some fabric on the back and make it like a little soft-sided book that I can use as a reference when I'm looking for substitutions for some DMC colors. So that is the DMC color card. Oh, and I apologize, I keep forgetting. So this is on an 18 count Ada with obviously the DMCs. My full coverage is on a 25 count Lugana with the called for DMC. My next weekly whip is my Dimensions kit. This is Santa's truck stocking. So this is my fourth and final stocking that I'm stitching. And then I have three that I have to, well, this will make three that I'll have to fully finish. So I will put a photo in here of where it would have been the last time that you would have seen it. This was one of my whips that didn't get worked on at all in 2023, so I was happy to pull it out and work on it some more. And here is where I am now. So yeah, so I finished all the presents on the top and I've come down and started the top of the truck, and there's a tree sticking out the back, and I did all that background. That was in half stitches. So yeah, I felt I made some pretty good progress in the week on that. I still haven't put my husband's name on it. He doesn't know I'm stitching this for him. So I thought if I don't put his name on it, if he sees me stitching it, he won't know what it is. But if his name's on the top, he'll sort of go, what do you do? But, so yeah, so that's where I am on Santa stroke stocking. That is on the kit Ada, which I think is a 14 count ivory Ada. I believe, yeah, 14 count ivory Ada with the kit flosses. My next weekly whip, another one that didn't get worked on last year, is this Luca S kit. It's called Hunter and Foxhound. That's what it'll look like when it's done. I'll put a picture in here of where it would have been the last time you may have seen it, which would have been a long time ago. And here, actually, if I just do this. Here is where it is now. So I've come down a little bit more on his forehead. Got all of his ears in. Yeah. That's coming along. It's funny, this is one of these kits when I looked at it and I thought, oh, it's not really that big, but yeah, it's pretty big. Like, here's the size of the fabric. So this is the kit fabric, and this is nice. The Luca S kits give you a gridded fabric, which is kind of nice because I've never worked with a gridded fabric before. So, and then their kit threads, which are anchor threads. And then one more weekly whip that I worked on was my Madame Chantilly's Celebrate Christmas tiered tray. Here is where it would have been the last time that you saw it. And here is where it is now. So I had that top tier of the tray pretty much done. There's a little bit of greenery on the edges I had to finish. So yeah, so I went down and did the second tray, and I did that little jar with the tree in it and Santa with his sack of toys. Oh, I did that little banner with those little red flags across the top too. So yeah, that's pretty good too. I have to admit, this is one that I'm like going, oh, if I just kept working on that, I could probably be done in a week or two. But again, I'm not pushing for finishes this year. I want to just try and work on everything. So I thought it'll come around again, you know, leave yourself wanting more, right? Because that's the other thing I think is if I push myself to finish something, then I burn out a little bit. So that was Madame Chantilly's Christmas tiered tray. Sorry, I'm just looking to see if I'm missing something. Nope, I'm not. Okie dokie, so those were all of the weekly whips. So then the other thing I'm doing this year is in honor of my big birthday this year, I am going to do 12 starts in 24, one every month on the 24th. And you guys have been great helping me pick which one to start next. So last month we had a few options. Let me grab them all here. So the ones we were picking from were this Dimensions Gold, Marin Full, this Dimensions regular one called Peking Pups, and then this Dimensions Gold Winter's Hush. So thank you to everybody that voted to help me pick. There were 37 votes in total. Marin Full received 10 votes. Peking Pups received 11 votes. And Winter's Hush received 16 votes. So this was by far the popular one, and so this is the one that I started on the 24th of this month. So So that's what it will look like when it's finished. And here is where we are. I know that looks funny, doesn't it? So yeah, this is pretty much full coverage. Like a lot of the dimension, well, I've only done dimension stockings. I have to be honest, I don't think I've done a dimensions gold kit before. But a lot of, or the dimensions that I've done before, there are open areas that aren't stitched. But when I started stitching this, it's pretty much full coverage. Like, I don't think there's anything on here that's not stitched. So I decided just to start on this left side and just go down, you know, kind of working within a column, sort of. It was just my jumping off point, is that column down that side. And down at the bottom, that's where there's a lot of half stitches. So those ones I was just finishing out the threads because they're larger blocks of colors. But up here, there's like tons and tons of color changes. Just a minute. Is that better? Yeah, sorry. Forgot to turn my light on. So there was lots of color changes and lots of confetti in the upper part there. So yeah, so that's a good start, and I'm looking forward to working on this again in the future. It will come around this year where it is in the whip list, so I'll get to work on it again a little later this year. So it'll be fun. So I did want to mention, when we were voting last month, Pat, you mentioned that you had Winter's Hush as well, and that if it got picked, you would start yours. So have fun getting yours started. Enjoy. Okay, moving on. So I think I'm going to jump into a little bit of happy mail. My cat now is coming to join me because there's sunshine on the table where I'm sitting. So yeah, happy mail. What did I get in the mail this month? If you remember, I had shown you some issues of cross stitch and needlework because there was a Barbara Anna chart that carried over through 3 issues, and this one I had picked up from a freebie bin when I was at Keepsakes when I went to StitchCon in 2019, and I didn't realize there was that chart in there until just recently. So then I went looking to find the other issues. So a friend of mine, another Ontario stitcher, had seen my In Search Of post on our D-Stash group, and she came across this on a freebie table at a stitch day, and so she picked it up for me. Thank you so much, Judy. And so there was one more left that I needed, and I'd been looking around, and I think I'd found it on eBay, but the shipping was going to be like really astronomical. I think somebody else told me about one in the UK that, again, the cost was getting up there. But then I just happened to find one on Etsy recently that was really well priced, and the seller, even though they didn't usually ship out of the US, I sent them a message and they were happy to switch that one listing over so I could purchase it and have it shipped to Canada. So now I have all 3 the issues. And so just a reminder, this is what the chart looks like that I'm going to stitch. So each issue had like 3 of them, and then the borders in the first issue. So I decided to go ahead and kit that up. So I'm not sure when I'm going to start it, but it's ready to go. So I actually decided to make myself a new bag to put it in. This is some fabric I had bought for myself when I was away at a retreat last fall. And so I pulled all of my colors. So there's all of my colors. And I have my fabric ready to go. So this is a 32 count country French latte. I think that's what it's called, by Mitchell. So nice neutral. I think that should all look good in there. And I did something fun with my bag, so here's what it looks like. I know I've had issues, and I've heard Pam and Steph talk about it. I know other people probably have too. The one downfall of the vinyl bags is sometimes stuff will stick to it. So I have had a pattern stick to the inside, and so, you know, it ends up tearing some of the paper off the front of the pattern. And I've also had, when I've printed out working copies on my printer here at home, sometimes that ink will transfer to the vinyl. I haven't really had it on the vinyl bags, but I have had it on the vinyl of these little floss holders that I make, that the ink will transfer to there sometime. So I decided to make an extra pocket. I don't know if you can see this. So I made an extra pocket, so my working copies are back there, so they're never going to be in contact with the vinyl, and then I can just put my pretty fabric and my threads on the front of that. So I think that's something I'm going to try moving forward when I make vinyl front bags for my Etsy shop. Is I think I'm going to put that pocket in them so people have that option of keeping their pattern or their working copies away from vinyl if they so wish, or else they can just use it as a secret pocket to hide something in. The other happy mail, I had to order some flosses for some secret stitching that I'm doing. So I decided to pick up this Lizzie Kate pattern. I've looked at this for a long time, and I just think it's really fun, and I have a lot of dog loving friends in my life, and so I would like to stitch this up for a few friends. So my plan is, I think I want to figure out what size of fabric I need to stitch it on to make it fit in a standard size frame. And then I'm going to stitch it multiple times. Sorry for shaking it. I'm going to stitch it multiple times for the different people in my life. And I might try to customize the little dog to make it look like people's pets that they have. So, and then I'll probably do a bit of a color conversion. So, but yeah, so I thought before I can't find it or can't get it, I better pick it up, and then I've got it for when I'm ready to do that. And then my last little bit of happy mail, I was really happy to score some Lakeside Linen. Somebody in our D-Stash group was getting rid of, I think, a bunch of their linens, and they had some Lakeside Linens, which are hard to, I find anyway, hard to come by when I go looking for them. So I thought I would pick up some pieces so I would have them in my stash. So, so this one is Vintage Pearl Barley. I think these are all 32s, I believe. So that's what that sort of looks like. Again, a really nice neutral. And then I got this one, which is a 32 count, and it's Tundra. It's kind of this gray-green color. Lost the tag, sorry. And then I got a fat quarter of 32 count lentil, which again is just a nice, sorry, I know the lighting here is not great because the sun is shining in my south facing windows. That gives you a bit of an idea. So I'm really happy to add those to my stash for some future projects down the road. So that is all for Happy Mail. So let's move on and talk a little bit more about plans. So for the month of March, my focus project is going to continue to be Walk with Dog. My weekly projects, excuse me, Piper, can I? Sorry, I'm reaching around the cat. So my weekly projects, my first one is going to be spray paint. Here's what it will look like when it's done. This is also an Artisy chart. I forget the artist's name, but I'll tell you that next month when I show you my progress. But this is where that one is going to be starting from. Oh, so many bark threads. So many colors. And that's where that one's going to start from. This was another one that didn't get any work last year. The next one I'll be starting is this Merejka kit called Horses. This is another one of these kits that I'm thinking, oh, that's not that big, but yeah, There's a lot more stitching there than you think. That's where that one's starting from. And then the other one is White Horse, which will look like this when it's finished. And here's where this one is starting from. So I'm really excited to get working on some of these because I think they all did get worked on a little bit this year, but not very much. So I'm looking forward to spending a week on each one and getting some progress done. So then the last piece of business is the new start for March. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to show you 3 potential new starts, and you guys can help me pick which one you think should be the one that I start. So I have these all on a wheel, and I just spin the wheel and it randomly picks 3 things for me. So the first one, this happened last month too. So Peking Pups got selected again. So this is back in the running. If you were voting for the pups last time, you have another chance. So that's one. The other one is this kit. I believe Andriana, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. So this is called Owl. So it's just basically this long skinny, and a big piece of black with a lot of grays and browns. But I just thought that was stunning. I want to put that over my TV. So that's another potential new start for March. And then the last one, taking a little bit of a shift, is this drawn thread chart called Random Thoughts, which is kind of a sampler, which I don't do a lot of, I have nothing against samplers, but I don't do a lot of sampler stitching. But I just really liked how eclectic this one, and there's little cute critters tucked in everywhere with it. So I put a piece of summer khaki fabric in, that's the called for. The pattern came with these, I believe these are NPI silks, and then all the little charms and buttons that you need. So that is the third one. So the choices are Peking Pups, Owl, or Random Thoughts. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what your favorite is, what one you'd like to see me start, and then come back next month and see which one won the vote. I've really been having fun with this, so again, I thank you guys. I thank everybody that takes time to come and visit with me and let me share my stitching with you. I know there's so much content on Flosstube now, so yeah, I just appreciate the people that are happy to come and hang out with me and let me share what I've been doing with you. And as I say, I've been having a lot of fun with picking projects, and it's so much more fun having you guys help me pick what I'm going to start. So again, I thank anybody that takes the time to stop and leave a comment and let me know which one you'd like to see started the next month. So I think that is everything I have to share this month. If something was unclear, if I forgot to mention something, don't hesitate to ask me in the comments down below. I'm always happy to carry on the conversation and continue chatting about something we all love, our love of stitching. So thank you so much, and until next time, bye. What's the matter? Cat on your couch? You don't look happy about that. She's fine now. Just gonna stay there?